My
Mhm.
parents say iron sharpens iron. So
Mm.
you only get better whenever you surround yourself with those who can make you better, essentially.
Mm.
Because that's how I feel that business analysts should grow. And I feel like that's how it's grown by building off of one another. I felt comfortable contributing to, certain feedback requests and posts, or even during the office hours call.
Hello, I'm Laura Brandenburg from Bridging the Gap, and I am so excited to be here today with Anna, who was a participant in a recent session of the Business Analyst Blueprint, and is here to talk a little bit about her business analysis career journey and her experience with the program. Anna, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for
Um,
having me, Laura. It's always a
yeah,
pleasure.
I've just we got to connect quite a bit through your session and through a lot of the office hours calls, and I'm just really excited to hear even more of your story and your positive vibe. You always just bring so much positive energy. So thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah, so why don't you just get us started and like share a little bit about where you were at, like before you found Bridging the Gap or before you started the Blueprint? Like where were you at in your career? What were you looking for professionally?
Ah, okay. So I'm glad that you worded it that way because in my career, prior to business analysis, I had my undergrad in HR. I didn't get an HR job. I jumped into billing, ended up working for an IT MSP, managed service provider. And they weren't too established. And so I have like a natural hustle or a go getter attitude. And I wanted to help them develop some sort of foundation on how things work because no processes were documented. What everyone did was in their brains. So nothing was in a repository. And so myself and another young lady that I worked with, we got together, we developed a knowledge base for all the processes. And then when mergers happened, she and I were the primary ones, cutting over all of the data from one system to another. But I think it was 2017, I came across your program, Laura, on YouTube because I was brought with the project on I believe it was implementing Salesforce. Now I know that Bridging the Gap doesn't have much to do with Salesforce, but I was looking for ways to get more organized. And I saw where Salesforce had a business analyst, not a career path at the time, but it was a an element that business analysts should learn, so to speak. And so I Googled business analysis, like learn business analysis, came across you, and I've been hooked off and on, well, not off and on ever since. I've stalked you on LinkedIn whenever I was on there, and I've subscribed to your YouTube because your knowledge has just been helpful. But anyway, sorry, cutting back to the chase. Um, at that IT managed service provider employer where I was at, I helped with like project coordination. And there were some elements of one of your videos, don't get me the line because I cannot recall the exact one it was, that I was able to apply to my own career in that time. And after being laid off from that company, business analysis was the way that I really wanted to go because at that company, going back, there wasn't a role for a BA. And so doing project coordination work, trying to slip in, you know, my gathering, so to speak. There just wasn't a role available at the time. So anyway, getting back to me being laid off, I went to different clients, added more tools to my tool belt. 8 years later, up until now, starting the Blueprint program, finishing it. Thank you. Um, yeah, I'm able to, become a more polished business analyst. I'm also aiding like junior business analysts as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like that background, with Bridging the Gap, Laura's, information has really helped, solidify my career as a BA for sure.
Yeah, it's so interesting that you talked back to 2017, where it sounds like you were really doing business analysis under an HR title. right?
It
But then you
was
joined the
so
program in 2023. So like what like, obviously you learned a lot of things along the way, but then there was like, I really need to learn this now. Or there was something that shifted when you chose to join. Yeah.
well, yes, for clarity, my degree was in HR. The specialization was for
Yeah.
HR, but the position itself was IT project coordination or project
Okay.
management. And so the reason why I joined in 2023, I'm making more money now. So I'm able to afford the program. Planned
Yeah.
it, that's me. And then also I had an employer who believed in me.
Hmm.
So having that support and saying, hey, Anna, do it, go for it. This is why we need you here. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I think just all the things have to fall into place, right? So
They do.
did your employer end up paying for the program or did,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
okay. So you funded it at first, but then they
Exactly.
covered it.
Yes.
That happens a lot. How did that unfold for you?
Oh, it was so stressful. No, I mean, we are playing, we are paying our prettiest penny, but like I
Yeah.
said, it's well worth it. Um, it was more so, hey, I'm interested in this program. Like, okay, get us the details. Before I could get all the details, I would check my email and your emails would say, oh, the deadline's approaching. And I'm like, oh, what do I do? So I made a quick decision and I went back to my employer and we were able to smooth it out. So,
Nice.
like I said, that employer support it goes a long way for sure.
For sure. For sure. So kind of tell us a little bit, it sounds like you brought a lot of business analysis experience into the program, but like what changed as you went through it or what were some of the key experiences for you? Did you work on a specific project? Did you apply it to different projects? Like,
So being exposed to the different elements that you provide in your program within business analysis really helped me. I was able to not necessarily just, have one, say, module that we went over applied to every, project that I've worked on. But during the program, yes, I was working on projects. Yes, I was applying what I've learned in each module to those projects. Another thing for me I found was big was getting that feedback because I'm a maverick, and so I like to do things my own way. That's how clients in the past have been. But it was very, very educational when, like, I would I would provide a deliverable in my own way, but then get the feedback like, hey, this isn't what we talked about. This isn't what was listed. So it's a matter of, adjusting yourself and having that flexibility to, get out of your own way and do it the way either the client wants it or your reviewers for that matter.
yeah, is there a module that stands out to you
Oh,
that,
business process
mm,
analysis, the first one,
yeah,
mapping. Like that's my forte. I love BPMN process mapping, and that's what I do for work. Essentially, like that's 60% of my job. And so the feedback that I've gotten, I mean, whenever I get feedback that wasn't aligned to, the workbook standard, I was taken aback, like, hey, this is what I do. But hold on, this is coming from a good point. Let me do this the way that they need it done. Um, and those new ways I've incorporated into my day-to-day career here. So
mm. So there was a kind of like obviously what you did was working because you were successful, but sometimes there's just those little tweaks that make it
yes,
easier or clearer. Yeah,
yep,
long term. Yeah. So because you brought this up, one of the things I love, you were in our program and then you were also part of our membership for a while where we had the community together,
yes,
right? And what you were one of the few who have been active and not just posting things and sharing things to get feedback, but also to provide feedback to other people, which I just love witnessing too. So I don't know if what was my question here? How did that help you? Was that something that you just enjoy to do, or like, is it something that you also learned from a little bit? Or what was your motivation around that?
can I say a little bit of everything? But let me
Yeah.
also give credit to your program. Like your program gave me the confidence to give my 2 cents, even though it
Mm.
wasn't listed or whatnot.
Yeah.
but I felt comfortable contributing to, certain feedback requests and posts, or even during the office hours call, um, because that's how I feel that business analysts should grow, and I feel like that's how it's grown, by building off of one another. My
Mhm.
parents say iron sharpens iron, so
Mm,
you only get better whenever you surround yourself with those who can make you better, essentially.
mm. Yeah. And so I just want to also say I appreciate you being the one who helps build up other people. Because it's one thing to hear feedback from me, but also, from a peer, I think it's just, and you often provided a slightly different take than I would, or you saw something that I would have missed. And so I think that's true within the community too. Just having multiple eyes on your work is just so, so
I
valuable.
appreciate that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell us, like, where are you at now? I know I've just you keep when you've been talking, it's like every month, it's like, oh, wow, Anna's like almost in a new role. Like, did she get like so tell me like where are you at today versus where you were?
Business analysis will always be, like, I'm not gonna say my baby, but like it's something that I'm always going to carry with me. I'm always going to go back to. Currently, one, I am helping, you know, build other junior BAs, and who knows, I may, lead a team of BAs. Let's put that into the atmosphere. But I'm also going into a direction for business architecture, and that's not really too much of a learning curve, but I feel like it's a great route for me in terms of bringing that business analysis on, and dealing with the systems and applications pieces of it as well.
Yeah, so exciting. So you're providing feedback to junior BAs already, so kind of building
Yes,
that leadership experience. And
and
how's
being their cheerleader. Yes,
yeah, how's that
just
going?
fairly well. Just yesterday, I was on the call with a PM and two other junior BAs, and the PM was like, "Anna, do you want to do this?" And I was like, "No, let's let this other person do it. Like, you got this. Like, come on. Like, we're all here together." So, just being that cheerleader for those who don't have that inner cheerleader in themselves.
Hmm.
That's me.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I will say, that is often like it comes from being part of a community like that or part of a program that gives
Mm,
you that confidence to know the structure that they need, right? So now you know the tools that they need to be successful too. And it's really
exactly.
fulfilling for me to see people grow from the doer into the leader
You
themselves.
may see them in your Bridging the Gap program in a few
I would love
cohorts.
I
So,
would obviously love to help them as well. So any last question, and then, is there anything else really just that you would like to share with people who might want to follow in your footsteps in their career or interested in joining the program? Anything that you'd like to leave them with before we close out
So if you want to
today?
follow my career, have an open mind, ask plenty of questions, and be ready for whatever, roll with the punches, um, be susceptible to feedback, both positive and critical. But in terms of the program, do the program, do the program. I mean, it can be time consuming, and I should have done an earlier cohort that didn't occur during the holidays.
Mm, yeah.
Just having a lot of personal things going on, just like anyone else. Um, so just I highly recommend it because it helped me become a more polished business analyst. It exposed me to areas that I wouldn't necessarily touch as a functional business analyst, such as, the ERDs and the system and the data items.
Hmm.
Um, but even though I've done that for a past client, um, but yeah, just getting more polished up in each of those areas, it's just giving me the confidence to want to do more. Will I do the program again? Probably not, but
Well, you are on to now learning about business architecture and kind of like
I am,
expanding
yes.
on those skills. Those skills never go away for sure. But yes, it is a bit of an intensive investment in time and energy, that's for sure, to do it right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then my last point that I'll make is that within that program, being around fellow business analysts or transitioning business analysts or just those who have an interest in business analysis, um, having like a new network, like new friendships, that came as value as well. And being in the community membership,
Mhm.
the membership community, getting those different contacts as well has been very beneficial to my
Mhm.
career as a BA as well.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so, so much, Anna. I appreciate you taking the time to share your story with us today. And looking
Absolutely.
forward to continuing to watch your journey wherever it goes, because I know you are definitely a go-getter and like you'll be somewhere completely new and exciting in 6 months. And I appreciate that about you so much.
Thank you, Laura.